Tonight on NewsWatch, President Obama attends church and honors Dr. Martin Luther King, his challenge to the nation.
Plus, Congress back to work after the shooting in Tucson, both sides promising more civility. But will it be business as usual?
And Islamic blessed food in the U.S. Why a trip to the supermarket could put money in terrorist pockets. All this and more tonight on NewsWatch. Today, America honors the life of Martin Luther King Jr. Good evening, I'm Lee Webb.
And I'm Wendy Griffith. Memorials and celebrations took place across the country. King's legacy of peace and purpose stands in contrast to the senseless violence brought by the Tucson shooter. It was a topic brought up at events throughout the day. It also came up Sunday during church services attended by President Obama and the Attorney General. Paul Strand has more in tonight's top story.
In Atlanta, the King family laid a wreath at the tomb of the civil rights leader as people gathered for a special service in his honor.
I integrated school as a child,
the National Park Service
it just keeps me inspired in my life to go to events like this, to continue to do good every day.
The Obamas are hoping Americans will turn every Martin Luther King Day into a day of service. The first couple did, joining in to help at a painting project in a school on Capitol Hill. But Tucson was never long from their thoughts.
After a painful week where so many of us were focused on tragedy, it's good for us to remind ourselves of what this country's all about. This kind of service project is what's best in us.
Sunday, the Obamas attended a Washington church, only the fourth time they've done that, usually preferring the privacy of the Camp David Chapel. The pastor praised Obama's speech in Tucson last week and paid tribute to King. In a church in Atlanta, Attorney General Eric Holder was linking Tucson and King's Day.
Last week, a senseless rampage in Tucson, Arizona, reminded us that more than 40 years after Dr. King's own tragic death, our long struggle to end suffering, to eradicate violence, and to promote peace, that struggle goes on.
In Houston, young people marched in an annual parade in remembrance of King. And in Tucson, young and old alike gathered to stand against violence in what they called the Walk for Peace. Paul Strand, CBN News.
And the niece of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. says her uncle would be considered a social conservative today. Dr. Alveda King says the advice columns he wrote for Ebony magazine in 1957 and 58 indicate that he was pro-life and in favor of abstinence before marriage. And she says Uncle Martin sounded no different than a conservative Christian preacher does now. Today marks the 25th anniversary of Martin Luther King Day.
Congresswoman Gabrielle Giffords continues to amaze her doctors with her recovery after being shot in the head. She is no longer getting help from a respirator. Doctors have upgraded her condition from critical to serious. They say the extent of her recovery remains uncertain. It's rare for people with gunshot wounds to the head to regain all of their abilities. Doctors speculate they may soon know if she'll be able to talk. Well, many liberals and those in the media suggested the Tucson shooter was motivated by heated politics. Giffords' colleagues on Capitol Hill returned to work this week. Both sides are promising to change the tone in Washington. Here's Ephraim Graham.
For a second weekend, Tucson was the most discussed topic on the Sunday talk shows, and Senator Kirsten Gillibrand spoke of her good friend's recovery.
She's using both sides of her body. She's able to breathe on her own. She's able to open her eyes and to show people she understands what she's hearing and seeing. So she's really, it's an extraordinary amount of progress for a woman who sustained such a horrific injury that she did.
The media and liberals had speculated the Tucson shooter was motivated by heated politics. Even though that turned out to be false, the shooting has sparked a call to change the political tone. And both sides are now talking about working for a kinder, gentler Washington.
I think that we Republicans and I think Democrats alike will realize that if we tone down the rhetoric sometimes, our debate is more effective from our own side.
There is also a call for Democrats and Republicans to sit together at the State of the Union instead of on opposite sides of the aisle. At least two say they will.
That's symbolic, but maybe it just sets a tone and everything gets a little bit more civil.
Some of the problems in our country is we talk past each other, not to each other.
The first bill up for debate in the House is what Republicans had called the repeal of the job-killing health care law. But this weekend, Speaker John Boehner changed job-killing to job-destroying. Ephraim Graham, CBN News.
The House is set to vote Wednesday on repealing the new health care law. It will likely pass in the House, but has no chance of making it through the Senate. Opposition, though, to the law remains high. A new Associated Press poll shows 41% of Americans oppose it, while 40% support the law. Republicans will make health care repeal a central issue in the 2012 election campaigns. Another priority for the new Congress is dealing with federal spending. The American people have spoken clearly. They want Washington to cut spending, not raise taxes. Eric Stakelbeck has that story now from Washington.
The new Republican Congress swept into power in November, promising to get runaway spending and deficits under control. Now they're about to tackle their first major challenge in accomplishing that goal. The government's debt now stands at an all-time high of over $14 trillion. And Congress will soon face its first major debate on spending, whether or not to raise the debt ceiling and let Washington borrow more money to keep operating, or try to cut spending. Raising the debt ceiling is a move that's fiercely opposed by Tea Party activists and small government conservatives, including one likely Republican presidential candidate.
As to the federal government, they should not raise the debt ceiling. I believe they should pass legislation, allow them to sequence the spending as the revenues come in to make sure they don't default, and then have the debate about what other spending can be reduced.
A new CBS News poll shows that Americans overwhelmingly prefer cutting spending to raising taxes as a way to reduce the annual federal deficit. 77% want spending cuts, only 9% want taxes raised, and another 9% want to do both. The debate over the issue on Capitol Hill promises to be fierce. In the end, most observers think Congress will raise the debt ceiling, but only after serious promises are made to cut spending in the months and years ahead. And the public, especially the Tea Party, will be watching to see how serious the new Congress really is about breaking Washington's addiction to spending taxpayer money. Eric Stakelbeck, CBN News, Washington.
Well, Reince Priebus is the new chairman of the National Republican Committee. Priebus defeated Michael Steele this weekend for the top post. His immediate assignment is a big one: dig the Republican Party out of a $20 million hole. He'll also try to unite the party and lead the charge to defeat President Obama in 2012. Priebus says they face a steep hill ahead.
Thank you. We must never forget why we all do this. Because as Reagan said, our nation is that shining city upon a hill, and we must work to keep it that way.
Priebus is a former top lieutenant to Steele. He promises to restructure the party to put it on solid financial footing.
Britain will hand over the reins of its state-run health care system back to doctors. Prime Minister David Cameron says family practitioners should resume control over the system instead of bureaucrats. He says the move will save money and cut red tape. The decision comes after standards of care in Britain continue to fall behind other European countries. Britain took over the private healthcare sector back in 1948. Today, it costs nearly $160 billion a year to operate.
Christians in the UK are staying on the cutting edge of mobile phone technology. They're hoping to reach what's being called the apps generation. Here's Andrea Garrett.
With the increasing craze of downloading mobile phone applications and text messaging, Christians across the UK are using this technology to share their faith. Many Christian organizations have launched downloadable Bible applications, Christian books, text prayers, and video clips. British evangelist Steve Legg has developed an iPhone application for The Sordid, the UK's first Christian magazine for men.
Just really exciting, you know, Sorted is global anyway, but having the app means people all over the world can have access to the magazine immediately. You know, our passion is to reach men with this wonderful message of the gospel. If this gets more access to more guys, then, you know, happy days.
UCB TV manager Neil Elliott says they need to use every platform possible to communicate the gospel.
We as Christians need to be where our potential audience is, whether it's the marketplace of years gone by, whether it's the radio, whether it's television. We need to be there. And the new marketplace of today is the mobile phone.
Glyn Jones, director of the Light Project evangelism team based in Chester, ran a successful mob evangelism campaign recently when hundreds of Christians simultaneously received a text message to share their faith wherever they were at that moment.
Some people were on the bus when they got the message on their phone, and they turned around and chatted to someone on the bus. Some of the more courageous. Others left a note on the bus. Some people were on the beach and they pinned up a sign. They pinned up the message on the beach. Others texted or telephoned their friends.
So with 3 billion mobile phone users around the world, the challenge remains for the global church to engage in technology without compromising the gospel message. George Thomas, CBN News.
The imam behind the Ground Zero Mosque is on a national speaking tour. Faisal Abdul Rauf says that he is promoting, quote, interfaith understanding, and he's encouraging Muslims to form more positive relationships with Americans. His tour began in Detroit, which is home to the nation's largest Muslim population. More than 400 people were there.
Coming up, they're the largest and most persecuted religious group in the world. Find out what's being done to stop the oppression.
Hi, Anthony Sullivan here for ShaveMate. All-in-one razors, Titan for men, Diva for women. Simplify your shaving, simplify your life. ShaveMate razors combine 6 premium blades and thick, rich, real shaving cream right inside the handle. So you'll never have to deal with the mess of cans of shaving cream again. ShaveMate is the perfect shaving solution for home, the gym, a business trip, or vacation.
It's everything in this one little package. It's perfect.
You get a great shave every time. I think it's going to change the way everybody shaves.
Order right now, and I won't just double the value, I'll triple it, absolutely free. We'll even include our convenient shower hook. You get a total of 3 shave mates in your choice of Titan or Diva, and the shower hook, all for only $9.99. Here's how to order.
Order now. Call 1-800-655-8514 or go to shavemate.com. That's 1-800-655-8514 or go to shavemate.com. Don't just cash in those old coins. You may have valuable rare collectible coins and not even know it.
Hi, I'm Jim Fisher, numismatist and TV coin expert for over 20 years. Introducing the Art of Collecting Coins DVD set. The DVD set that shares the secrets of coin collecting and investment and shows you how the pros really make money.
The Art of Collecting Coins DVD features 4 of the most knowledgeable coin experts in the world, and they tell you the secrets only the pros know on how to make money collecting and investing in rare coins. The Art of Collecting Coins DVD set includes over 2.5 hours of detailed information, history, and recommendations for using coin collecting as a stabilizing addition to your financial portfolio. Take the opportunity now by ordering the DVD set, The Art of Collecting Coins.
Now you can learn the value of collecting coins and how to do it right.
Now get The Art of Collecting Coins DVD set absolutely free. But that's not all. We will also include How to Make Money Collecting Coins absolutely free. To get your free DVD, The Art of Collecting Coins, and bonus DVD, How to Make Money Collecting Coins, call 1-888-559-6777 or visit coincollectordvd.com.
A Muslim man has been sentenced to death for killing 6 Christians and a Muslim guard in Egypt last year. The verdict comes as Egyptian authorities try to calm religious tensions. That after the recent suicide bombing that killed 21 Christians outside a church there. The 2 attacks took place almost exactly a year apart, striking worshipers at Christmas time. Well, hundreds of millions of Christians around the world face persecution every day.
And much of it comes from Muslim radicals and Islamic governments. Paul Strand has a look at this persecution and why other news organizations aren't telling you about it.
Christians may well be the most persecuted religious group on the planet. They number some 2.2 billion people, and harassment can range from loss of life to loss of livelihood.
Including discrimination, you're talking 600, 700 million Christians.
In about 2/3 of the world, Christians of one stripe or another face some sort of harassment.
It goes back to the time of Jesus and his disciples, but is increasing rapidly in this new century.
Christians in innumerable countries are under huge amounts of pressure, either from the government or from the societies in which they find themselves.
Throughout the 20th century, communist countries caused the most problems for Christians. Today, however, the fear and harassment is shifting to the Muslim world. Open Doors USA tracks this persecution and puts out a watch list every January of the worst offenders. Open Doors President Carl Mueller says in this year's top 10,
8 of those are Islamic countries.
Iraq jumped into the top 10 this year because of many recent brutal attacks, like the massacre of 58 Christians in a Baghdad church this past October.
We're actually labeling it a religious side, as extremists there want to exterminate all Christians from the country of Iraq.
Muslim extremists in Pakistan have been killing Christians at an increasing rate for what they call blasphemy against Islam and the Prophet Muhammad. This violence is even happening in Muslim countries that were seen as more secular. How do Muslims justify this hatred against Christians?
They're infidels, they're unbelievers in what is a Muslim land.
There is still plenty of persecution outside the Muslim world, like in China and India. But for good reason, North Korea has headed up Open Doors' watch list for 9 years in a row now.
If you're caught as a Christian in North Korea, say simply leading a Bible study or even owning a Bible, you can be thrown into a labor camp that is exactly like the old Soviet Union's gulag, where people are literally worked to death.
What's surprising is how little you hear about this here in the West, in the very countries that were founded as Christian nations and contain huge Christian majorities. Some blame it on the elites that control the media and educational institutions. The elites that can only imagine Christians as persecutors, not victims.
There's really an unwillingness to accept the fact that Christians have become an endangered species in some countries of the world.
For many secular types in the media and elites,
Religion awakens, touches on areas they're uncomfortable with, so they just want it to go away. For them, it's like the fingernails on the blackboard.
as for the U.S. government, Aikman worries the Obama administration, or at least Obama himself,
has not been nearly as articulate and forceful on religious freedom issues as President Bush.
The problem is that can have real and deadly consequences.
Many countries that were contemplating some kind of crackdown on Christians think, well, it doesn't really matter. The U.S. is not going to say anything. They're not going to complain. So let's go ahead and make life harder for our Christian minorities.
It can result in imprisonment, torture, and even martyrdom for the cause of Jesus Christ.
Paul Strand, CBN News.
Up next, how simply buying a hamburger could place money in the pockets of terrorists, and why it could be coming to a McDonald's near you.
Attention investors, now is the time to protect your retirement accounts and investments. Excessive government spending is devaluing the US dollar and high rates of inflation are coming. Gold has tripled since 2001 and some experts predict the prices will climb another 100%. Buy gold now, direct and wholesale with United Gold Group. The demand for gold around the world is higher than ever. Foreign countries like China and India are buying up gold at record rates. Why? What do they know that you don't?
Call now and get your Gold Investors Kit absolutely free. Call in the next 5 minutes and receive The Secret to Owning Gold in Your Retirement Account, also absolutely free. Just call 1-800-758-5070. That's 1-800-758-5070.
This could be the most important call you make this year. United Gold Group, investing in America's future.
Hi, Anthony Sullivan here for ShaveMate. All-in-one razors, Titan for men, Diva for women. Simplify your shaving, simplify your life. ShaveMate razors combine 6 premium blades and thick, rich, real shaving cream right inside the handle. So you'll never have to deal with the mess of cans of shaving cream again. ShaveMate is the perfect shaving solution for home, the gym, a business trip, or vacation.
It's everything in this one little package. It's perfect.
You get a great shave every time. I think it's going to change the way everybody shaves.
Order right now, and I won't just double the value, I'll triple it. Absolutely free. We'll even include our convenient shower hook. You get a total of 3 shave mates in your choice of Titan or Diva, and the shower hook, all for only $9.99. Here's how to order.
Order now. Call 1-800-655-8514 or go to shavemate.com. That's 1-800-655-8514 or go to shavemate.com.
Well, you might have heard of halal food. It's food prepared according to the rules of Islamic Sharia law, and it's becoming an increasing part of the diet in Western countries.
In France, it has become a multi-billion-dollar industry with some of that money supporting terrorism. Dale Hurd has more from Paris in tonight's Focus Report.
A butcher shop in a Muslim area of Paris. But this is no ordinary butcher shop. Our cameraman was warned to stop filming. Why? Why would a butcher shop care if it was being filmed? One reason, according to an Islamic expert we consulted, is that our cameraman, who is not a Muslim, was unclean. This is a halal butcher shop. Muslim halal food is creeping into the food chain, not only in France, but worldwide, and in the United States. Halal is the Arabic term meaning legal or permissible. For meat to be halal, a Muslim must chant, "In the name of Allah, Allah is the greatest," before slitting the throat of a fully conscious animal with a knife and while facing in the direction of Mecca. The halal food market in France is estimated at $7 billion and has doubled in 5 years. France's second largest fast food chain, Quick, is now serving only halal menus in 22 of its restaurants, targeting France's large Muslim population. But Quick's halal burger stands in France are almost completely owned by the French government, which means the French government, whose constitution mandates strict secularism, is in the religious food business. Leading the fight against Quick's sale of halal food is Charles Aslangoul, a 21-year-old city councilman, college student, and president of the Republican Order.
We respect all religions, but I want to maintain the wall between the French state and the religious, and between a state-owned company and a religious food product. This should not happen with public money.
But Aslangoul says the media treated him like a fascist, and he was eventually charged with hate speech. A court found him innocent, and now the young French politician is suing Quick for false accusation.
Islam is trying to impose itself in the public area. I'm not stigmatizing Islam, I am simply describing the situation when Islam's radical wing tries to impose itself over our Republican laws.
A lot of people are probably wondering what's the big deal about halal food. But it's a very big deal to those French who are worried about the growing Islamization of their country. They see it as yet another example of France bowing to Islam. Alain Wagner is a French activist with the Alliance Against Sharia.
Islam is introducing Sharia in our society. And so that's not clear for people. When you see halal food in shops and you say, oh, it's just a kind of food, no problem. No, it's a Sharia.
And experts warn that some of the proceeds from halal food support Islamic terrorism. When a French consumer buys halal food, part of the price paid goes as a fee to halal Islamic experts, some of which are certified by the UOIF, the Union of Islamic Organizations in France, which the Simon Wiesenthal Center says has strong ties to the Muslim Brotherhood. When French journalist and author Alex Delval began investigating how the Muslim Brotherhood was attempting a mafia-style takeover of France's halal food industry, his life was threatened.
60%, nearly 60% of halal food in France is controlled by organizations belonging to the Muslim Brotherhood. It's why we must stop those people to control the shops, halal shop. It's the main financement of Muslim Brotherhood.
Halal food is also spreading throughout Britain. A London Daily Mail investigation found that Britain's major supermarket chains, fast food restaurants, even some hospitals and schools were serving halal food without telling those who were eating it. Some British Parliament members were reportedly outraged to learn that they were secretly served halal meat. In Canada, Campbell's now sells a line of halal-certified products, and in the United States, McDonald's, Walmart, and Whole Foods now offer halal choices. In North America, one of the halal certification organizations is the Islamic Society of North America, which was an unindicted co-conspirator in the Holy Land Foundation terror trial, because it was tied to the terror group Hamas, which is an offshoot of the Muslim Brotherhood. One of the objections to halal food is that it contains a tax that non-Muslims pay when they buy it. Delval says halal food has been a brilliant political and economic strategy for the Muslim Brotherhood.
The food was two victories in one. We split people, we divide two societies inside of a society, and we make money.
Wagner warns Western societies about accepting halal food and says it should not be compared to kosher food.
No, it's not like kosher food. Kosher-eating people are not preaching for the destruction of democracy. Halal food is Sharia, and we need to ban any Sharia-related thing in our society.
Dale Hurd, CBN News, Paris.
Up next, a crowning moment. The new Miss America shines the spotlight on Christian homeschooling.
Investors, now is the time to protect your retirement accounts and investments. Excessive government spending is devaluing the U.S. dollar, and high rates of inflation are coming. Gold has tripled since 2001, and some experts predict the prices will climb another 100%. Buy gold now, direct and wholesale with United Gold Group. The demand for gold around the world is higher than ever. Foreign countries like China and India are buying up gold at record rates. Why? What do they know that you don't?
Call now and get your Gold Investors Kit absolutely free. Call in the next 5 minutes and receive The Secret to Owning Gold in Your Retirement Account, also absolutely free. Just call 1-800-758-5070. That's 1-800-758-5070.
This could be the most important call you make this year. United Gold Group, investing in America's future.
Don't just cash in those old coins. You may have valuable rare collectible coins and not even know it.
Hi, I'm Jim Fisher, numismatist and TV coin expert for over 20 years. Introducing the Art of Collecting Coins DVD set. The DVD set that shares the secrets of coin collecting and investment and shows you how the pros really make money.
The Art of Collecting Coins DVD features 4 of the most knowledgeable coin experts in the world, and they tell you the secrets only the pros know on how to make money collecting and investing in rare coins. The Art of Collecting Coins DVD set includes over 2.5 hours of detailed information, history, and recommendations for using coin collecting as a stabilizing addition to your financial portfolio. Take the opportunity now by ordering the DVD set, The Art of Collecting Coins.
Now you can learn the value of collecting coins and how to do it right.
Now get The Art of Collecting Coins DVD set absolutely free. But that's not all. We will also include How to Make Money Collecting Coins absolutely free. To get your free DVD, The Art of Collecting Coins, and bonus DVD, How to Make Money Collecting Coins, call 1-888-559-6777 or visit CoinCollectorDVD.com.
She is a homeschooler with a Christian faith, and now she's Miss America.
17-year-old Miss Nebraska Teresa Scanlon won the crown this weekend. She says the $50,000 scholarship will help pay her tuition at Patrick Henry College and also in law school. Scanlon says she hopes to become a judge and eventually a politician. A few days before she won, she told CBN News that being in beauty pageants has strengthened her faith.
I've just realized over and over again, you see God's hand working and you see the perfect timing and you see his plan. And so for me, it's been so calming to know that everything is in his control.
Scanlon was homeschooled through the 10th grade and then went to public high school. She has 6 siblings and says her parents encouraged her to enter pageants as a way to pay for her education.
Beautiful girl.
I was watching Saturday night, and our own Terry Mewson was there as well.
Right.
She was sitting there in the audience. So it was. She's a beautiful young girl. I didn't know she was a believer. That's wonderful.
That's great to know, isn't it? Yeah, that's
sure
great.
Is. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Newswatch.
Remember, you can email us your comments and questions at newswatch@cbn.com, and we hope you'll join us next time.